The Great Junk Hunt arrived in Salem, Oregon in mid-October. My mom and I met up there for a day of treasure hunting. This market started in Puyallup, Washington in 2009 and has expanded to several other cities across the U.S. I've only been to the Salem market once before, just a couple of years ago, with my mom, of course. I recall being a bit disappointed that there wasn't as much vintage as I had assumed there would be. Nonetheless, any kind of shopping with my mom is a good time. And this time around, I had a better idea of what to expect, and we shopped till we dropped on this day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Go!
Woo! Thank you. I loved these ceramic faces. They were made by the vendor. I saw a few items that I liked in her booth, but we had just started looking. I wish I would have gone back to get a few of them, though. One thing I expected to see a ton of were stoneware Crocs. And while there were a lot, I didn't come across the shorter ones I had in mind, or that many that were within my budget. I also spotted several new production ones as well as a lot of other mass market products. Don't get me wrong, we had a great time. It's a big show with 2 halls of vendors, but it was a bit disappointing. To me, junk hunt means mostly old, quote-unquote, junky items, aka vintage. There were several booths with vintage and a lot of makers and crafters, and although the website states that at their markets you can find vintage, rustic, industrial, repurposed, handmade, and much more, it seemed like the majority of the booths were new, mass-produced items. So I felt like I had to really hunt down the actual old stuff, so I guess that part of the name is true. I still had a great time and met some really wonderful vendors. It's just not the market to go to for a lot of vintage hunting. The upside of that is when I did hunt down vintage items, especially ephemera, I was really excited. Look at this bowl full of paper. I found some great items that I'll share with you in part 2. As I mentioned, most of the stoneware pieces were out of my price range, but still so fun to look at. I especially loved this trio of vintage Scottish lidded crocks. I haven't come across this branding before, and I adored the lids on each of them. I loved all three. My mom loved this refurbished wood shipping box. It was in really nice condition. We ended up going back for it after lunch so she could buy it. We left it there to pick up at the end of the day. She also spotted this smaller box very similar to one she found a couple of years ago, but decided not to get it. In the same booth, my mom loved this set of tall glasses. They were quite lovely, and she decided to get them. Meanwhile, I was checking out the rest of the space and admiring enamelware pieces, a vintage book, and then I saw these reddish-orange stoneware bottles. The tag on the one I really liked said it was a 1960s Lancer wine bottle. While I contemplated purchasing it, my mom was back examining the shipping box. I bought the wine bottle and we continued on to the next booth. There were a few booths that had the same stoneware bottle that I had just purchased, if slightly different. I was starting to wonder if maybe it wasn't vintage after all, but at least I got the best deal out of the other ones I saw. We stumbled upon a great booth here. The vendor actually has a space at the vintage industry in Springfield, so of course it wasn't surprising that I loved so much of her inventory. These two bowls were beautiful, and I only slightly regret not getting them. But seriously, I can't buy everything I see and love. Love, love, love. Love it, love it, love. But I most especially loved this set of drawers. Oh my stars. This was such a great piece. The vendor came over and talked with me about it. It was made by a company called Authentic Models, which made reproduction antiques. This particular piece is modeled after campaign furniture. The style was designed to break down into different pieces, as a lot of military personnel would use them and travel with them. Easy to disassemble and transport. Such a cool backstory and an amazing piece. The price was a great deal, but I am really looking for larger storage pieces as a priority. But this would be awesome to store ephemera and other craft items. More of the stoneware bottles like the one I bought. See the price differences? This one is $39 and I paid $19 for mine. And the other one I saw earlier was $28. Just a reminder to be comfortable with the price point of an item, knowing that you might come across another one at a lower price. It might be best to hold out, but that's easier to do when it comes to common items like stoneware bottles or brass candle holders. If I had seen the $39 one first, I would have left it behind. I know I don't want to spend more than $25 on an item like this, but if it's a rare thing you haven't seen much before or it's on your wish list, then don't pass it up if it's within your budget. It was the first time wearing my black boots this season, so they were a bit dusty. I bought myself this vintage brush. I loved this glass coffee canister, but it was being sold as a set, so I left them behind. Probably should have bought this cute lidded crock. I love the touch of gray on the lid. This bundle of Stamp Saver booklets was 20% off, so I got it for about $7. I haven't seen the red and black plaid design before. Usually I come across the green ones. I also loved all the beautiful colors in this crochet blanket. After a quick bite to eat, we headed over to the second hall of vendors. Stay tuned for part 2 of our trip to the Great Junk Hunt, plus a haul and a bonus vintage shopping trip to Monticello.